Imagine for a second that you run a heavy industrial manufacturing company.
Right, like a massive operation.
Exactly. You are building massive multi-ton dairy and food processing plants. We were talking about serious heavy-duty engineering here.
Yeah, the kind of stuff that takes fleets of trucks to move.
Totally. So you've been around for decades. You have these huge factory floors filled with active equipment. You have a team of skilled fabricators, and you are literally shipping your massive machines internationally.
Which is incredibly impressive in the real world.
It is. But when a potential client, say, like a procurement director halfway across the world, when they look you up online, your digital presence is basically a digital ghost town.
Yeah, a ghost town mixed with like a handful of generic holiday greeting cards.
And it's such a jarring disconnect, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, you have all of this physical, real-world gravity. You work in steel and logistics, yet your digital footprint, which, let's be honest, is often the very first impression a modern buyer gets.
Right, the very first.
It's whispering instead of shouting. It actively undermines the reality of what you actually do.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the central question for anyone listening who runs a physical business is just, how do you take that traditional brick-and-mortar reality and translate it into a multi-million-dollar lead generation machine online?
And that's exactly what we're looking at today.
Yeah, today we are going deep into a highly detailed, real-world digital growth strategy proposal. This document was created by a specialized agency called the Antariami VA Network, and they made this for a company named SS Engineers and Consultants, PVT Ltd., which operates out of Rajahmundry, India.
And the mission of our deep dive today is to deconstruct this very specific localized proposal to uncover what is actually a universal playbook.
Right, because it applies everywhere.
Exactly. We want to understand the mechanics of transforming a traditional B2B business into a credible, search-optimized powerhouse, regardless of what industry you're actually in.
Let's start with the diagnosis, because looking at the reality of SS Engineers' current digital footprint is, honestly, it's eye-opening.
It's a classic case study.
It really is. So this is a company founded back in 1999. They manufacture incredibly complex food, dairy, and material handling equipment. And, to be fair to them, they aren't entirely invisible online.
No, they have a baseline foundation.
Right. They are on LinkedIn. They have a Facebook page with about 2,000 followers, a YouTube channel. And they are listed on these massive industrial directories like India Mart and Trade India.
Plus, they are exporting to places like Bangladesh, Dubai, Egypt, Ghana, and Kenya.
Which tells us they are undeniably a real established player in the industrial space.
Yet they're not some startup trying to find product market fit. They know exactly what they sell and who they sell it to.
But, and this is where it gets crazy, the Antariami proposal highlights this absolutely glaring mismatch. Somewhere along the line, someone marked their sector online as real estate.
I know, it's almost comical, considering the sheer scope of their international machinery exports.
Right, it's like, wait, what?
But it reveals a massive structural flaw in their digital foundation.
It's like showing up to a heavy construction site wearing a tuxedo. I mean, you're dressed up, but for entirely the wrong job.
That is a great way to put it.
Being listed incorrectly on a giant directory is like having your highly specialized engineering firm listed in the yellow pages under bakeries.
Yeah, you might be getting foot traffic, but it's people looking for cupcakes, not a multi-ton milk chilling plant.
Exactly. The algorithmic intent is completely broken. So if you are a B2B buyer, say, you're a procurement head for a major dairy brand, and you are looking to drop a massive budget on a turnkey processing plant, why would you trust a company that can't even get its own industry right on Google?
What's fascinating here is the underlying problem of vanity versus intent.
Say more about that.
Well, when a business doesn't understand its digital identity or how algorithms actually connect buyers to sellers, it just defaults to what it thinks it should be doing online.
Right, checking boxes.
Exactly. The proposal points out that on their Facebook page, for example, they mix occasional product updates with these festive holiday greetings.
Ah, yes, the classic Happy New Year from our factory graphic. We see this everywhere.
We really do. It is a trap so many traditional firms fall into because they confuse just being online with actually driving sales.
Yeah, those are two very different things.
Very different. And the proposal is brutally honest about why this fails. It generates incredibly weak lead quality.
Because it doesn't teach them anything.
Right. A festive greeting doesn't educate a highly technical buyer. It doesn't demonstrate engineering capability, and it certainly doesn't answer a specific logistical question.
It's just a symptom of brand confusion.
Yep. They have a weak lead capture architecture because they are treating social media like a corporate bulletin board, not a conversion engine.
It's just noise. And if you're listening to this and you run a B2B service, I mean, even if it's just you on a laptop, you really have to ask yourself, is your LinkedIn profile acting as a vanity bulletin board, or is it a conversion engine?
That's the real test.
So once you realize your digital identity is that confused, the next hurdle is figuring out how to fix it, especially when you are competing against massive internet directories.
Right, because the real digital competition for SS engineers isn't necessarily the other engineering firm down the street in Rajahmundry.
Right, not at all.
The real competitors dominating the search results are massive directory ecosystems. We're talking about platforms like IndiaMart, Trade India, Exporters India, and Compass.
These directories are Goliath.
Oh, absolutely. They invest millions of dollars into search engine optimization just to intercept and capture the exact comparison traffic that SS engineers want.
So when a buyer types in, dairy equipment manufacturer, the directory ranks first.
Yeah.
The buyer clicks that, and suddenly SS Engineers is just one of 50 names on a list.
Yeah, you're instantly stripped of all your unique value.
So how do you beat a Goliath that has millions of dollars in SEO budget?
Well, you don't beat Goliaths at being a directory, you beat them with a local advantage.
Interesting. How so?
The proposal outlines a strategy built on human trust, faster consultation, and visible accountability.
Okay.
See, directories are fantastic for discovery, for finding a big list of potential vendors, but they do not create confidence.
That makes sense.
When a buyer is commissioning a high-value, customized engineering project, a generic directory profile doesn't make them feel safe.
I have to push back on this, though. Let's think about the buyer here. Does a massive international procurement head in Dubai or Kenya really care about hyperlocal trust signals from a vendor in Rajahmundry?
That's a fair question.
Because sure, proof of work matters, but doesn't being listed on a massive directory like IndiaMart give them a sort of halo of international legitimacy that a standalone local website lacks? It's like being in a giant, prestigious digital mall.
It feels like a prestigious mall until you realize that in that mall, your competitor is sitting 3 feet away, offering the exact same machine for 5% less.
Ah, right. The proximity is a killer.
Exactly. When you rely solely on directories, you commoditize yourself. You enter this race to the bottom on price because the directory format just doesn't allow you to showcase nuance.
Or engineering quality or customer service.
Right. The international buyer doesn't want a list, they want risk mitigation. And this actually connects to the source's hidden gem.
Oh, the YouTube channel.
Yes. The audit found that SS Engineers actually has an active YouTube presence dating back to 2026, featuring raw videos of their machinery and process lines in action. That is pure gold for risk mitigation.
Okay, I see your point. If I'm spending $500,000, I don't care about the digital mall. I care that your welds hold up.
Exactly.
I don't want to see a slick 3D render. I want to see the steel actually being cut.
Precisely.
Yeah.
B2B buyers crave proof of work. When you use YouTube to demonstrate the equipment under stress, when you show raw factory dispatches with trucks being loaded.
Which is undeniable proof.
Yeah. And when you offer a direct WhatsApp consultation with an actual engineer, rather than making someone fill out a passive form on a directory, you completely change the psychological dynamic.
The local vendor transforms Google and their social media channels into a highly responsive, interactive digital storefront.
The directory gives the buyer a brochure. The hyperlocal strategy brings the buyer onto a living, breathing factory floor.
That reframing is really powerful. You pull them out of the comparison spreadsheet and pull them right into your world.
Exactly.
But it's one thing to have a great philosophy about beating directories with authenticity. It's entirely another to execute it without overwhelming a traditional business that is used to just posting a holiday card once a month.
Right. The execution is where most companies stumble.
So how do they actually build this machine?
The Antarami proposal is incredibly pragmatic here. They don't suggest doing everything all at once. They break the execution down into a very disciplined, structured 3-month playbook.
Like a phased rollout.
Yeah, think of it like building a house. You cannot put up the drywall if the plumbing is leaking.
So phase 1 is fixing the plumbing.
Exactly.
The proposal calls this the foundation month. Before they spend a single dime on ads, they have to standardize their branding across Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, and those directories so the contact details and the value proposition actually match.
Which is basic hygiene, but so often ignored.
And crucially, they build what they call local SEO keyword clusters. Let's define that for a second. What exactly does that mean in practice?
Right. So a keyword cluster is a group of related search terms that signal very high buying intent. We are talking about shifting the strategy away from broad, useless terms like just dairy equipment.
Which is impossible to rank for anyway.
Yeah, it's way too vague. Instead, they optimize for highly specific phrases like food processing equipment manufacturer, Rajamundry, or turnkey processing plants manufacturer.
Ah, so you are capturing the buyer exactly when they know what they want, and you're leveraging your actual physical location as an asset.
Exactly. You own your backyard first.
Okay, so once the plumbing is fixed, phase 2 is building the showroom. Visibility and authority.
This is where they establish a content rhythm.
Right. The proposal suggests 2 Google posts a week, focusing on product highlights and completed projects. 3 LinkedIn posts a week, aimed squarely at plant owners and procurement heads.
And then leveraging that hidden gem we talked about.
Video footage.
Yeah, 2 to 4 YouTube videos a month, which then get cut down into shorter clips for social media.
Notice what is missing from that rhythm, though.
Holiday greetings.
Yes, no more festive banners. The focus here is entirely on education and technical proof. It's moving completely away from vanity metrics like trying to go viral and moving toward deep, localized authority building.
There's a total mindset shift.
And once that showroom is built and the trust is established, phase 3 is turning on the faucet. Lead generation.
This is the fun part.
Yeah, this is when they launch paid campaigns and dedicated landing pages, but specifically for their 3 to 5 highest margin equipment categories.
Right. They aren't spending money to advertise the whole company. They are advertising the most profitable machines.
Yeah, it is so smart.
And they are tracking those leads meticulously. I mean, they need to know if a high-quality inquiry originated from a Google business profile, a website form, a WhatsApp message, or a meta ad.
Because if you don't know where the good leads are coming from, you are just guessing with your budget.
You're just throwing money in the dark.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. The proposal outlines a very specific golden ratio for their budget allocation once they start spending.
The 50-30-20 split.
Yes. They suggest putting 50% of the budget into Google Ads, 30% into organic content production, and 20% into meta retargeting.
It's a very deliberate mix.
Now, I'll hazard a guess on the Google Ads part. Putting half the budget there makes sense to me because you're capturing people who are literally typing buy industrial washing system today. You want to intercept that immediate need.
Absolutely.
But why divert 20% to Meta? I mean, are factory owners really buying heavy machinery off an Instagram ad?
It's a great question. And honestly, understanding this split is crucial for anyone in B2B sales. No, a factory owner isn't impulse buying a milk chiller on Instagram.
Right. It's not a pair of shoes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we have to look at the psychology of a major industrial purchase. It is not an impulse buy. It requires risk assessments, committee meetings, board approvals.
It can take months.
It could take 6 to 12 months to close a deal. And that is exactly where meta retargeting comes in.
Okay, so for those listening who might not be deep into digital marketing, retargeting is basically like a digital shadow, right?
Yes. Once a procurement head visits the SS Engineer's website via that initial Google ad, a tracking pixel ensures that videos of SS Engineer's machinery follow that specific person around on Facebook and Instagram for weeks or months.
So while they are scrolling at home on a Sunday, just relaxing, they see a video of the machine they were researching at work on Tuesday.
Exactly. The 50% on Google captures the immediate intent, but the 30% on organic videos and the 20% on meta retargeting follow the buyer around, validating your expertise with social proof and technical demonstrations.
It keeps you top of mind during that long, complex B2B decision cycle.
You are constantly reminding them that you are the expert.
You catch them when they're looking, and then you stay in their periphery while they're deciding. That is brilliant.
It's a highly effective net.
Okay, but all of this strategy sounds great on paper. The inevitable question any business owner will ask is, what does this actually cost?
The bottom line.
Yeah. And how does a specialized agency justify the price tag to a small or medium-sized enterprise, an SME, that might be highly skeptical of digital marketing to begin with?
That is where the positioning of the agency itself becomes crucial. The architects of this proposal are the Antaryami VA Network, which is a specialized division of Project Antaryami.
And they take a very specific stance.
They explicitly distance themselves from the traditional marketing world.
Yeah, they tell the client directly, we are a business growth execution partner, not a generic posting agency.
Right. They are business first, not vanity first. They prioritize lead quality, response systems, and revenue growth over superficial follower counts.
They are promising to build a structured demand generation system, not just design pretty graphics.
Exactly.
Let's get into the actual real-world pricing they propose because it's so rare to see them. And finally, the premium tier, running 65,000 to 95,000 rupees a month. This is the aggressive growth model. Custom landing pages, advanced video repurposing, full paid ads management, and customer relationship management, or CRM, tracking.
Plus, they outline one-time setup fees for audits and optimizations that range from 7,500 to 35,000 rupees.
Now, jumping to that premium tier with CRM tracking seems vital, because if you are spending thousands on ads, a CRM system lets you trace exactly which ad led to a massive sale.
Which turns marketing from a blind expense into a predictable revenue engine.
Exactly. But if we connect this to the bigger picture...
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to entirely reframe how a traditional physical business understands return on investment.
Because 95,000 rupees a month, which is, what, over $1,000 US, might sound like a massive operational leap for a local manufacturing company that is used to just letting a free directory handle their online presence.
It might feel like a leap until you look at the economics of what they're actually selling. For high-value custom fabrication and turnkey dairy plants, you do not need viral fame. You don't need 1 million followers. The math is completely different from selling consumer goods like sneakers or software subscriptions.
You just need the right 5 people to see it.
Yes, and the proposal spells this out perfectly. If this entire digital campaign generates just 3 to 8 qualified, highly serious inquiries a month.
Just 3 to 8.
And if just 1 or 2 of those convert into actual turnkey projects over the course of a year, the retainer pays for itself many, many times over.
The deal values for industrial equipment are materially larger than the marketing costs.
It's a completely different scale. You are spending a tiny fraction of the cost of one single machine to ensure your entire product line is visible, credible, and actively intercepting the global market.
So the ROI isn't based on volume.
No, it's based on the immense value of capturing those few high-intent leads that the massive directories are currently stealing from them.
So, what does this all mean? When we take a step back and look at this entire playbook, what is the core lesson for you, the listener?
It's all about owning your space.
I think it boils down to this: whether you are manufacturing massive dairy equipment in Rajahmundry or you are selling your own B2B consulting services from your living room, your digital footprint cannot just be a passive online brochure.
No.
It cannot be a placeholder with a holiday greeting card. It needs to be an active, trust-building, lead conversion system. You have to clearly tell the algorithm what you do. You have to intercept the people searching for it, and you have to prove visually and consistently that you can deliver.
And crucially, you have to own that digital storefront yourself rather than renting a small commoditized space in someone else's directory.
Exactly. And that brings us to a final thought I want to leave you with today. We started by talking about the jarring disconnect between a heavy industrial reality and a weak online presence. But let's look at where the internet is actually heading. As we move further into an era where artificial intelligence can instantly generate perfectly slick, flawless corporate websites, fake client testimonials, and highly polished directory listings with just a single click.
Which is happening right now.
Will raw, unpolished, hyper-local trust signals actually become the most valuable currency a B2B company can possess?
That is a fascinating question.
Think about it. In a world flooded with perfect AI-generated brochures, maybe an unedited, slightly shaky smartphone video of a real machine being tested on a noisy factory floor is the ultimate proof that you are real.
It really is the one thing AI cannot fake. Actual physical proof of work in the real world.
Something to think about the next time you are trying to prove your worth online. Until next time, keep digging deep.